Visit one of Charlotte's convenient Charlottesville locations and find out why caring is what they'll always do best. Go Boots! Welcome again to District Report for today's game between the Miami Hurricanes and your Virginia Cavaliers. This is Tuesday's starting lineups. First for Miami. Leading off and playing first base, number 2, CJ Davis. Second, designated hitter, number 4, Blake Sear. Third, the third baseman, number 35, Devontae Morales. Batting fourth, playing left field, number 9, Seth Williamson. Batting fifth, right fielder, number 43, Ian Farrow. Batting sixth, and playing shortstop, number 19, Dominic Today. Batting seventh and playing center field, number 22, Dario Lopez. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 0, Rodrigo Gonzalez. And batting ninth and catching, number 61, Carlos Perez. On the mound tonight for the Hurricanes, number 31, Gage Casino. Miami's head coach is Gino DeMario. And now the starting lineup for your Virginia Cavaliers, brought to you by season sponsor Battlefield Automotive. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 6, Griff O'Farrell. Batting second and playing center field, number 2, Ethan O'Donnell. Batting third and playing third base, number 22, Jake Geloff. Batting fourth, catcher, number 3, Kyle Teal. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 23, Ethan Anderson. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 16, Anthony Stepan. Batting seventh, right fielder, number 8, Casey Saki. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 7, Henry Gata. Batting ninth and playing left field, number 34, Harrison Dillon. On the mound this evening for your Cavaliers, number 36, Brian Edgington. In his 20th season, the Cavaliers head coach is Brian O'Connor. He's assisted by Kevin McMullen, Drew Dickinson, and Matt Kirby. We, the ACC, are committed to seeing each other as equals, recognizing that our differences don't divide us, but they make us stronger. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please join the Atlantic Coast Conference, our student athletes and coaches, in honoring America for playing of our national anthem.
A top 20 showdown in Charlottesville, Virginia, and tonight the series opener for a weekend that might just determine the Coastal Division champion in the Atlantic Coast Conference this year. Hi again, folks. Welcome back to Davenport Field at Disharoon Park. Channing Poole here with you, and it is wonderful to be back in Charlottesville after a long time on the road for this Virginia baseball team. The Hoos taking on the Miami Hurricanes tonight. It is the 20-9 Canes, the number 20 ranked team in America, and Virginia sitting at number 7 in the country with a record of 25-4, and both of these teams entering with records of 8-4 in ACC play. Obviously, it's been one of the better matchups since Virginia and Miami both meeting as Coastal Division foes, and again this season, huge implications as we look forward. But first things first, it's a Virginia team that bounced back from the series defeat against Virginia Tech with a midweek win against Liberty in Lynchburg on Tuesday night, but now looking for an ACC series bounce back against the 20th ranked Canes. A Canes team that last weekend against their rival Florida State took all 3 games and followed it up with a midweek win against UCF. In fact, completing a 5-game perfect homestand before making their way to Charlottesville for this weekend series. Originally scheduled for a Thursday, Friday, Saturday look, we instead play tonight, tomorrow, and Easter Sunday, and also tonight a little bit later than anticipated, a chilly night in Charlottesville under the lights from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park. Must say, a better crowd on hand than expected for this late start, and sitting at 47 degrees as we approach first pitch. With that in mind, let's run through the batting order put together by now fifth-year head coach Gino DiMare, his 24th season on the staff overall at Miami. And here's how the Canes will stack up. Again, the number 20 team in America, a record of 20-9 overall, 8-4 in league play. Leading off and playing first base, C.J. Kafis, with Blake Sear, the designated hitter, batting second. Yoani Morales, he has obviously been a thorn in the side for Virginia over the course of his career and just about everybody else in the country. Morales bats third and plays third base. Hitting cleanup, the left fielder Zach Levinson, with Ian Farrow in right field batting fifth. Dominic Patelli, the shortstop, bats sixth. Hitting seventh and playing center field is Dario Gomez. Dorian Gonzalez in the 8th spot plays second base, and batting ninth to round out the order for Miami, Carlos Perez is the catcher and again bats ninth. For Miami, once again, the top third goes Kafis, Sear, Morales. Middle third is Levinson, Farrow, Patelli, and the bottom third of Gomez, Gonzalez, and Perez. That lineup for the Canes, all against Virginia's Brian Edgington, the grad transfer from Elon, his 4th school in 6 years, the right-hander who, for the Hoos, making what will be his 8th start of the season, still perfect at 5-0 on the year, a 1.64 earned run average, 38 1/3 innings of work, during which time he has struck out 43. He has walked only 12, and opponents are hitting just .224 against him. Edgington has only allowed 32 hits over his 38 1/3 innings of work on the year. Tonight, the 67th all-time meeting between Virginia and Miami in a series that dates back to, fittingly, an NCAA regional matchup in 1985. Edgington, the right-hander, a deep breath. He's ready to go. In steps the left-hand hitting C.J. Kafis. Edgington's pitch over the outside edge, called a strike by Greg Street. We are underway at 8:04 this evening. Again, 47 degrees, cloudy skies. Not that you can see the clouds under the night sky in Charlottesville. And Edgington, peering over the brim of that tan glove, kicks, deals, and the pitch fouled back by Kafis, and it's quickly 0-2. C.J. Kafis, now junior first baseman, hitting at .346 on the year. 7 home runs and 21 runs driven in for the Canes. The left-hander Edgington off the first base side of the rubber, stretches out the arms. Ahead, no balls and 2 strikes on Kafis. Back into the windup, the pitch. Breaking ball bounced over to first base, handled by Anderson, waves off. Edgington steps on first. That's how the ball game gets underway. 3 unassisted, Anderson on the putout. With that in mind, let's set the defense for Virginia this evening. Kyle Teal, the catcher and battery mate for Brian Edgington. The infield third to first has Jake Geloff at third. Griff O'Farrell, the shortstop. Henry Godbout at second base. Ethan Anderson, whom you just met making that play, is at first. Around the outfield left to right, Harrison Didowick in left. Ethan O'Donnell, the center fielder. And Casey Sauke completes the defense for Virginia as Sauke mans right field. Blake Sear takes up and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Starting lineups, as always, brought to you by Stretch Lab. Now Sear, freshman designated hitter. Sear spelled C-Y-R, .322 hitter on the season, 7 homers and 30 runs driven in. Edgington back into the windup, the pitch. Good breaking ball for a strike, and it's 1-1. The slightly delayed but emphatic strike call of one Greg Street. He is our home plate umpire tonight. David Pritchett at first. Jeff Doy, the second base umpire. Travis Godek completes that crew. The men in black, he is down the third base line. 1-1 pitch now from Edgington. Fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Edgington last time out, 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, but they were both unearned. In a 9-5 win over the Hokies on Friday night, Edgington put together his third quality start of the year. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 unearned runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts to get win number 5. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Struck him out as Sear is down swinging, and there are 2 down. Slider from Edgington running just off the outside corner, and Sear a cut and a miss. 2 up, 2 down to start the first for Virginia's Brian Edgington. Hatboro, Pennsylvania native, out of Hatboro Horsham High School, and coming to Virginia directly by way of Elon, but started his career in his home area at St. Joe's in Philadelphia, playing out of the A-10. Here is Yoani Morales, and if you got to face him at all, this is how you want to do so. 2 outs, and the base is empty. And a breaking ball from Edgington that missed just off the outside edge. 1 ball, no strikes to Morales. Junior third baseman at .336 for the year. 6 homers, 28 driven in. Swings and taps it up the third base line, but foul. Gets about halfway up the line and then comes to a stop and walks back towards that righty batter's box. And the count even up at a ball and a strike to Morales. Yoandy Morales, they call him Yo-Yo, and he has been quite the impressive performer every time Virginia has faced Miami over the course of his 3 seasons in a Canes uniform. Hometown kid out of Braddock High School in Miami. 6'4" right-handed batter. Edgington working righty against righty. Back into the windup, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 92. Near the top of the zone. Morales a little bit tardy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases empty, just underway in the top of the first inning. Edgington stretches the arms out over his head. Peers into Kyle Teal. Now the 1-2 pitch from Edgington. Off the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looked like he might have gone right on right changeup there. And Morales laying off. Looked like it faded in on the right-handed bat of Morales, but did not offer at it. Count is even at 2-2. 2 outs, bases empty. Morales, second team all-conference selection a year ago. Now the 2-2. Swing, and he lifts it towards the right field corner. Sauke racing over. Looks to have a beat on it, crossing into foul territory, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning of work for Virginia's Brian Edgington. And the Cavalier offense set to go to work when we come back. No score after 1/2 inning of play in Charlottesville. This is Virginia baseball.
Sitting in the defense for Miami at first base, C.J. Pecos. Playing second base, Jorge Gonzalez. At shortstop, Dominic Capelli. Playing third base, Yoandy Morales. At left field, Zach Levinson. Playing center field, Dario Gomez. And at right field, Ian Farrow. Behind the plate, Carlos Perez. And on that this evening for the Hurricanes, number 31. The moves are due up. It's time to go to work.
No score after 1/2 inning of play in Charlottesville. A 1-2-3 inning from Brian Edgington. Now see if the offense can provide anything in support. Let's run through the batting order for Virginia, put together by now 20th year head coach Brian O'Connor. Again, the 7th ranked Hoos at 25-4 overall. 8-4 in league play, and perhaps most impressively, still unbeaten at home. Virginia 17-0 in front of the home fans so far in 2023. Starting lineups again brought to you by Stretch Lab. For the Who's, leading off and playing shortstop is Griff O'Farrell. Ethan O'Donnell in his 8-game hitting streak batting second and playing center field. Jake Geloff, the third baseman, hits third with Kyle Teal in the 4 spot. Cleanup man does the catching for Virginia. Ethan Anderson batting fifth at first base. With Anthony Stefan once again in the 6th spot, Tony is the designated hitter for the Who's. Hitting 7th in right field, Casey Sauke. Henry Godbout bats 8th and plays second base. And batting 9th to round out the order for Virginia, Harrison Didowick is in left field. Once again for Virginia, the top third goes O'Farrell, O'Donnell, Geloff. Middle third is Teal, Anderson, Stefan, and the bottom third of Sauke, Godbout, and Didowick. All against Miami's Gage Zeal, sophomore right-hander for the Canes. His 8th start of the season. 3 of his prior 7 have been quality starts. A 4-3 record, a 4.58 earned run average over 39 1/3 innings of work. He has struck out 48 batters. He has walked only 12, and opponents hitting .271 against him. Zeal has allowed 42 hits over his 39 1/3 innings of work. Righty against righty as Griff O'Farrell takes a fastball down and away. 1 ball, no strikes to the Cavaliers shortstop. O'Farrell at .368 for the season, but hitting at .458 over the last 5 games for Virginia. The pitch down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball missing from Zeal, who was bumped up to the Friday spot this weekend for the Canes. More on that in a moment. O'Farrell, again, .458 over the last 5. A 4-hit game his last time out certainly helps the cause. 92-mile-an-hour fastball off the outside corner. 3 balls, no strikes to O'Farrell. 11 hits in his last 24 at-bats for Virginia. And again at .368 for the season. Taken all the way, the 3-0 pitch right there for a strike. And it's now 3-1. Again, O'Farrell, O'Donnell, Geloff. Right, left, right for Virginia. Alternating all the way through except for the 7 and 8 spots in the lineup. Sauke and Godbout consecutive righties. Hard hit, but right at the first baseman. Line drive off the bat of O'Farrell that found Kafis. He was shaded way off the bag at first, and that was hit towards the traditional 3-4 hole. How about 102 off the bat, but it finds the glove of Kafis. And there's 1 away. Ordinarily, a ball hit at 102 to that spot is going to be a base hit, but no such luck for O'Farrell. And typically you'd think a guy with numbers of late like O'Farrell, those seem to be the guys that even a little bloop shot will find a hole, but even hitting that one right in the barrel, nothing to show for it. First pitch to O'Donnell misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. Now left-hand hitter takes over the inside edge for a called strike. Count even up at 1-1. O'Donnell, meanwhile, Virginia's leading hitter in ACC play at .408 in conference games. The 1-1 from Zeal. Swing, and he fouls it off his back foot. 1 ball, 2 strikes. O'Donnell at .386 for the season. 7 homers, 25 RBIs for Virginia. The right-hander Zeal, sophomore righty. And the pitch. Swing and a ball blooped out towards shallow right. Might be trouble. That ball sinking in a hurry. Drops in front of the right fielder. Pops behind him, but not far enough for an advance from O'Donnell past first. He is on with a 1-out single. As Ian Farrow tried to play it on a hop, and it bounced just past him. Again, it was not hit all that well, as Zeal jammed him up a bit, but still able to muscle it out into short right field for a single. And the Who's are in business with a runner at first, 1 out in this home half of the first inning. Jake Geloff now to the plate against Zeal, who again moves into the Friday spot in the absence for Miami of Carson Ligon. Pitch near the outside corner, close enough to be called a strike. 0-1 to Jake Geloff. Ligon, who is the reigning ACC pitcher of the week after going 8 shutout innings against Florida State, their arch nemesis last weekend. Breaking ball misses outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ligon will not pitch this weekend. After last weekend, 8 innings, just 3 hits in a shutout win against Florida State. And Ligon, who had been their Friday night guy, bouncing ball left side, might be 2. Flip to second, there's 1. That's all they'll get. A little bit of a slowly developing play Yoani Morales made an accurate throw to second, but took him a while to get it to the second baseman Gonzalez covering. So O'Donnell was erased. Geloff aboard on the fielder's choice. Was told by the Miami folks that the story on Ligon is that he is not recovering from that start like he normally has, and they are giving him, in an abundance of caution, an extra week and hope to have him back for his regularly scheduled start next week. Also thinking that right at the midway point of the season, not the worst time to give him an extra week of rest either way. Pitch to Teal, spun off the end of the bat. Going to be a tough play for Morales. Off balance throw to first, pulls the first baseman off the bag, and Teal is safe. Well, an accurate throw would have gotten him by a pretty good stretch. And I got to believe that'll be a throwing error on Yoani Morales, allowing Teal to reach and extending the inning. Wow, they give him a hit. So obviously Teal will take it. Not as if it was an easy play for Morales. And maybe all that he's done in a Miami uniform, setting my expectations too high. Anderson now fouls the pitch away. No balls, one strike. So Zeal moving up from Saturday to Friday, which moves Alejandro Rosario from Sunday to tomorrow. And their Sunday starter still to be announced. And from the belt, Zeal working with a couple of men on and 2 down. Home half of the first of a scoreless game. Pitch to Anderson, bounced up the middle, ranging the shortstop. Patelli just steps on the bag at second base, and the inning is over. 6 unassisted on the fielder's choice, and the side is retired. Virginia, couple of hits to leave a couple of men on base at the end of one complete in Charlottesville. Still no score between the Who's and the Canes.
The 2023 UVA baseball season is presented by Battlefield Automotive Group. Don't drop the ball on overpay. Visit Battlefield Automotive today. Fans, make sure to visit UVAtickets.com to get your Virginia baseball season tickets. That's UVAtickets.com to get your baseball season tickets.
Cavalier Baseball brought to you in part by the UVA Bookstore, the source for all of your Wahoo fan gear and apparel, located on Emmett Street in Charlottesville, or shop for the comfort of your home by visiting UVAbookstores.com. To the top of the second we go, scoreless game. Virginia did put a couple of men on base in the home half of the first, but nothing across. And now Brian Edgington back to the mound. He'll face the middle third of the Miami lineup, Levinson, Farrow, and Patelli. And right-handed hitting Levinson against the righty Edgington. Fastball fouled back. And the count 0-1. In and out of the glove of Teal. No balls and a strike to Zach Levinson. Junior in left field tonight for the Canes. Had been the everyday right fielder for Miami. A little bit of a shakeup in the outfield. The 0-1. Swing and a foul tip caught by Teal. And the count quickly 0-2 on Levinson. Edgardo Villegas not starting for the first time this season, and just has hit a bit of a slump, and so they shake things up in the outfield. And now the pitch from Edgington. Bounced it in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slider down and away to Levinson, but could not get a chase. from the junior outfielder from Oviedo and out of Lake Howell High School. Edgington now back into the windup. Righty deals. Swinging the ball popped up right side. Anderson into foul territory, gives it a look, but that ball is going to get up onto the concourse. And the count holds it a ball and 2 strikes. Fastball that time from Edgington. And Levinson able to protect the outside edge. For Miami, interesting against the right-handed starter in Edgington, just 2 left-handed hitters in their starting 9. The 1-2 pitch now. Slider swung on and missed. Levinson is down on strikes. Second strikeout of the ball game from Brian Edgington. Well, maybe the reason for all the righties, the book is getting out on just how good Edgington's changeup, his splitter, has been this season for Virginia in racking up the strikeouts, but so far so good with the slider against all these righties tonight. 1 out, base is empty for Ian Farrow. And the junior right fielder steps in for the Canes. Edgington's pitch, slider waved at and missed. Helped him out a bit there as that one skipped into the glove of Teal. No balls and a strike. Virginia wearing the home whites. Virginia across the chest in blue cursive. White pants, blue cap with the orange brim. And now back into the windup, the 0-1 from Edgington. Breaking ball right there for a strike. And it's 0-2. Miami, the traveling grays. Matching gray pants with an orange stripe down either side. Green caps with the orange brim for Miami this evening. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on 3 pitches again with the slider. Back-to-back Ks for Edgington. 2 up, 2 down to start the second. He's got 3 strikeouts already in the ball game. Now Dominic Patelli for the Canes. And Edgington starts the wind. Here's the pitch. And just missed beneath the knees with a fastball there. 1 ball, no strikes. Next pitch from Edgington. Cut and a miss from Patelli on a ball that bounced in. Count even up at a ball and a strike to the junior shortstop. One of the lefty bats in the lineup, a .286 hitter. 5 homers, 23 runs batted in. Patelli's numbers up a pretty good stretch from a season ago when he hit just .249. Pitch fouled away left side and out of play. And it's 1-2. Has been the everyday guy since he arrived at Miami back in 2021. Hit just .219 as a freshman a couple of years ago, but he has been known as one of the better defensive shortstops in the country since his arrival. 5'11" left-handed bat. Infield playing him to pull. 3 infielders to the right of second base. O'Farrell stays home at shortstop. Pitch fouled back. Now we'll do it again, 1-2. That modified shift with Geloff moving from third base over to the right side of second base as he essentially plays standard depth second base. Godbout into short right field. And O'Farrell shaded up the middle from his shortstop spot. Massive opening on the left side of the infield. Pitch bounced in. Change up. That split change from Edgington. And the count even up at 2-2 on Dominic Patelli out of Doral Academy. Another Miami kid. And he bats 2 outs, bases empty with Dario Gomez in the on-deck circle. He would be next if Patelli could extend the inning. Edgington looking to make it back-to-back 1-2-3 innings to start the game. Right-hander winds and deals. 2-2. Swing and a foul tip. Got just a piece. And we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Patelli. 50 starts as a freshman out of the 54 games the Canes played. Started all 60 games last year, one of 4 players to do so a year ago, and has now started every game in his junior season. Next pitch hit back up the middle, kicks off of the mound, fielded by Geloff again from the second base side of the bag. fields and throws him out. It goes 5-3, even as Jake Geloff fielding it from a second baseman's position. 1-2-3 go the Canes. Another quick and effective inning from Brian Edgington. At the end of 1 1/2 innings of play in Charlottesville, still no score. This is Virginia baseball. Anthony Stefan to lead things off for Virginia as we go bottom 2 from Disharoon Park. No score between the Hoos and the Canes. And it'll be Stefan, Sauke, and Godbout against the right-hander Gage Zeal for Miami. As into that abbreviated windup, he deals, and Stefan takes upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball missing high from Zeal. Stefan, 15 hits in 37 at-bats, hitting at .405. And the 1-0 bounced in. 2 balls, no strikes. Stefan, for Virginia, making his 12th start of the year. Not only 15 hits and 37 at-bats, but how about getting on base as the pitch cut on and missed. And it's 2-1. Stefan getting on base for Virginia at a .585 clip, as he has walked 12 times in 11 games for Virginia. Pitch swung on, scalded to center, starting in now, going back, the center fielder on the move. And the catch is made by Dario Gomez. Again, off the bat, he took a step in, so he had a lot of room to recover to get to that. But Stefan struck it well, but it's just a loud out number 1. Now Casey Sauke for Virginia. Defensively for the Canes, Carlos Perez is the catcher and battery mate for Gage Zeal. Infield third to first has Yoandy Morales. At third base, Dominic Patelli, the shortstop. Dorian Gonzalez at second. C.J. Kafis, the first baseman. Slider for a strike, 2. Casey Sauke, 0-1. The outfield left to right has Zach Levinson in left. Dario Gomez, the center fielder, just made that catch on Stefan. And Ian Farrow completes the defense in right field. The 0-1 swung on and driven. Deep left field. A quick look from Levinson. That ball clears the bleachers. Casey Sauke with a mammoth home run to left to put Virginia on the board first. Wow. A long one for Sauke, his second of the year. Virginia strikes first as the Hoos jump in front. That ball was tattooed. .106 off the bat. Goes an estimated 426 feet. As Casey Sauke got every last bit of it. Now Henry Godbout, and pitch a called strike. I think the other thing is, obviously Sauke has not exactly been on a tear of late, so that had to feel particularly good for Sauke, as he took out some anger on that baseball. He knew it immediately. Zach Levinson knew it immediately. And Virginia leads 1-0. Pitch cut on and missed on a slider from Zeal, and the count is 1-2 on Henry Godbout. Now the next pitch to Virginia's second baseman misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looked to be a ball left a little bit up in the zone to Sauke. And a couple of kids from the same area in upstate New York. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away right side and out of play. Have to imagine these two have crossed paths previously, considering Zeal out of Wayne County, a little bit east of Rochester, Sauke's hometown. Casey Sauke out of Greece Athena High School in Rochester. Pitch misses down. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Zeal out of Penfield High School. And so a payoff pitch to come to Henry Godbout. And in that battle of upstate New Yorkers, no doubt about it, Sauke wins that round. Pitch bounced foul by Godbout off the end of the bat. And we'll do it again, 3-2. Godbout at .337 for the year, a couple of homers, 20 runs batted in. Zeal. Again, it's a very short windup. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, looped out towards shallow right center. Long run for the right fielder, but does appear to have room and then goes into sort of a half dive. Even Ian Farrow almost tumbling over after making the catch, but he does secure it for out number 2. As Godbout is retired. So 2 outs, bases empty, 1-0 Hoos on the Sauke home run. And Harrison Didowick will be the batter. Left-hand hitter against the righty Zeal, who starts his front shoulder facing in towards the hitter. As the pitch line towards center field, will that hang up for the center fielder Gomez? It will not. Drops in for a base hit. It is a 2-out single for Harrison Didowick. And that'll flip the lineup back to the top for Griff O'Farrell and Virginia. Starts with his shoulders squared to third base and then steps straight back with his front foot, that left foot. Abbreviated windup. So many pitchers these days limiting the movements as much as they possibly can. And now Zeal obviously will work from the stretch with a runner at first base. Pitch bounces in, Didowick breaking for second. Throw to second base is not in time. Backed up by the shortstop Patelli as that ball bounced away from the second baseman Gonzalez covering. Good read on the ball in the dirt by Didowick. Now Perez, the catcher, did push it back out in front of home plate, so he cut down on the throw he had to make, but even still, because of the good read that Didowick got, he was in at second fairly easily. And a visit from Perez, now the catcher, to talk to Zeal. And I think they were pointing at that wristwatch, the PitchCom device that they use, and I wonder if they were both signaling to it. They were either trying to get the next set of signs relayed in, or there was some kind of issue with the device. But now everything appears to be working properly, and Perez is back behind home plate. 1 ball, no strikes to O'Farrell, and a cut and a miss on a slider from the right-hander Zeal. Diving down beneath the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to Griff O'Farrell. Runner at second base is Didowick. 2 outs, and we're in the home half of inning number 2. 1-0 Virginia on Sauke's home run. The pitch a little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Griff O'Farrell, who hit it right on the screws his last time up, but lined out to the first baseman, Kafis. Now the 2-1. Breaking ball hit off the end of the bat, past the mound. Charging the second baseman, gets a high hop to the waist. Throw to first base is in time for the out. O'Farrell wants a second look. We'll see if Virginia will follow suit, and it appears as though they will. So Miami is going to be told to stay put, and we will stay right here for the moment. Ball looked like it took a higher hop in its final bounce to the second baseman Gonzalez than he was expecting. And so we'll see if that was enough to throw him off his game to be a fraction of a second late. Call on the field is out at first. as made by David Pritchett, but they are taking a second look at it. In terms of finals from around the ACC, a lot of series that got underway last night, as our series was originally scheduled to do, but Mother Nature did not cooperate, at least in terms of the forecast. I guess I should say radar did not cooperate, as it didn't actually really rain all that much last night. Notre Dame, a 10-8 win over Pitt in the series opener in Pittsburgh last night. It was North Carolina 8, Georgia Tech 1. In Atlanta, in the first game of their matchup last night, 18th ranked Louisville 6, 9th ranked Boston College 4. Final from Jim Patterson Stadium. In Tallahassee, boy, did the Seminoles need this in the worst of ways. Florida State 5, Clemson 1 to finally snap their lengthy losing streak. Although, in Game 2 in Tallahassee, Clemson evens things up. An 8-1 win over the Seminoles today at Mike Martin Field. Finally get a second look at this, and I think it's going to stand, at least based on that initial second look. That's bang, bang. I think what Virginia has working against them is the initial call on the field as having been out at first base. Still did not get a frame-by-frame look to really tell definitively, but I have a hard time thinking they're going to overturn this one. And again, the call on the field would have been the third out of the inning. Other finals from today, North Carolina playing games 2 and 3 of their series with Georgia Tech. Tar Heels and Yellow Jackets split. And wow, they have overturned the call. He is safe at first upon further review. So either I missed the best look while looking at the ACC scores, or now they do get that stop motion shot, and it looks like the second his foot is hitting the base is exactly when it meets the glove of C.J. Kafis. So O'Farrell is safe. Over to third base in the play went Didowick, so it's runners at the corners with 2 outs. Now for Ethan O'Donnell, see if Virginia can take advantage of the extra life here in the second. And the pitch inside, 1-0. Fastball missing in tight. In that doubleheader in Atlanta, UNC 10, Georgia Tech 6, followed by Georgia Tech 8, UNC 4. So the Tar Heels win that series over the Yellow Jackets. Pitch inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Notre Dame 11, Pitt 2, final from earlier today. Notre Dame has won the first 2 games of that series. 2-0 pitch. O'Donnell takes outside, 3-0. And finally, Boston College and Louisville. Mentioned that the Cardinals won the opener last night. Right now, Louisville 9, Boston College 8 in the 7th inning in Kentucky. Here in Charlottesville, 1-0 Hoos, but looking for more. O'Donnell has a chance, drives one down to the left field corner. That is a foul ball. One hopped off of the wall, but just to the left of the chalk. Ethan O'Donnell missing extra bases and probably a couple of RBIs by a matter of a foot, if not less than that. Oh, just that close. It was indeed less than a foot to the left of the chalk. And again, with 2 outs in the inning, O'Farrell running from first would have scored from first base. Still at the corners, 2 outs. 3-1 pitch now to O'Donnell. Swing and a miss. And a fastball got by him. That'll run the count full, 3-2. Ethan O'Donnell singled his first time up to extend his hitting streak to 9 games. Now can he battle up with 2 strikes and 2 outs in the inning to tack onto this 1-0 Virginia lead? The pitch, runner goes from first, swung on, driven towards the right field corner. That ball well tagged. That ball's going to get out of here. 3-run blast, Ethan O'Donnell. Virginia with a 4-run inning. Sauki a solo shot, and now O'Donnell a 3-run shot The Who's strike big and strike early. Hit off the facing of the walkway above Virginia's dugout beyond that right field wall, and then bounced down into Virginia's dugout. For O'Donnell, his 8th home run of the season. Now 28 RBIs on the year. Four nothing Who's. Jake Geloff with a swing looking to go back-to-back. Comes up empty on a fastball. Up and in on him from Gage Zeal. And no balls and a strike. Next pitch. Over the outside corner, called a strike. And it's 0-2. Now 4 runs and now 6 early hits for Virginia. Pitches swung on, fouled back. And it's 0-2. Virginia with 4 hits in the inning after 2 in their first inning. Lead at 4-0 very early. Now the 0-2 pitch to Geloff. Swing and a foul tip caught by Perez. And the inning is over. So first strikeout of the ball game for Gage Zeal, but not before. Virginia with 4 runs across in the inning, a couple of home runs. Solo shot from Casey Sauke. 3-run shot from Ethan O'Donnell. And now at the end of 2 complete innings of play at Disharoon Park, Virginia 4, Miami 0.
Please turn your attention to the division for a special presentation. The Virginia Baseball Program's Student Veterans of America at AVA and AVA Veterans Center proudly recognize Zubin Steph, class of 2023, for his service in the United States Air Force. Zubin served 6 years as a geospatial intelligence analyst, achieving the rank of senior airman, and is now a 4th-year student at UVA's College of Arts and Sciences, major in drama. Please join the University of Virginia and Virginia Baseball in a round of applause to thank Zubin for his service and to honor the service and sacrifice of all our military members. Thank you.
Lots of early run support again for Brian Edgington here tonight. Last half inning, a couple of Virginia home runs have made it 4-0 Who's as we go to the top of the third. And now Edgington looking for that all-important shutdown inning as he will face the bottom third of the Miami lineup. Dario Gomez, Dorian Gonzalez, and Carlos Perez against the right-hander and Elon transfer, Brian Edgington. 4-0 Who's. 4 runs, 6 hits early on in this one for Virginia. Fastball misses high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Virginia 4 runs, 4 hits last half inning. Home runs from Sauke and O'Donnell. Casey's a solo shot. Ethan's a 3-run shot. 1-0 pitch. Bunting for a hit. Third baseman Geloff tries to barehand, cannot pick it up cleanly. And Dario Gomez breaks up the no-hitter with a bunt single. Well placed that time by Gomez. The redshirt senior center fielder dropped it down perfectly, and the only chance that Geloff had to get him was to pick it up cleanly with the bare hand. Unable to do so, and so a man aboard to start this third inning. Now Dorian Gonzalez. And a swing and a miss and an elevated fastball from Edgington, 0-1. Edgington, a 12-pitch 1-2-3 first, a 15-pitch 1-2-3 second. And now the right-hander facing the left-hand hitting Dorian Gonzalez. The pitch. A little bit wide. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gonzalez. 5'9" left-handed hitter. Gonzalez. Out of Berlin Jesuit in Miami. And from the belt, Edgington spins and throws to first. High throw, no tag applied by the first baseman Anderson. And back in easily goes Dario Gomez. Gomez does not have a stolen base attempt on the season. Gonzalez out of the 8 spot, hitting at just 188 for the year. The pitch outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. 3 homers, 10 runs batted in. 12 hits in 64 at-bats for the year for Gonzalez. Making his 16th start of the season. And now Edgington's 2-1 pitch fouled back. That'll even up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. A couple of guys. Gonzalez making his 16th start. Farrow making his 18th start. That not necessarily been everyday guys for the Canes, although they have seen a decent amount of action. Runner at first base, nobody out. Virginia 4, Miami nothing in the 3rd. The pitch up and away. And the count is now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Dorian Gonzalez. Left-hand hitting second baseman was at the center of that play that allowed Ethan O'Donnell to strike for a 3-run homer, because it turned out that his throw to first, which initially was ruled an out on Griff O'Farrell's ground ball, call was overturned, and that allowed O'Donnell to even come to the plate. 3-2 runners go. Pitch swung on and missed. Throw to second base is on the money. Was it there in time? It was not. And a stolen base for Dario Gomez. His first stolen base. Again, his first stolen base attempt of the year. And Miami gets a man into scoring position. Again, Gonzalez down on strikes. That's strikeout number 4 of the game for Brian Edgington. No protest at all from Griff O'Farrell of the call from second base ump Jeff Doy. Now Carlos Perez takes slider outside, 1-0. Again, on this Friday evening, it is chilly outside. Easy for me to say from the comforts of the heated press box. But 46 degrees now as we play in this 3rd inning. Look to second, the pitch from Edgington. Showing bunt, Perez pulls it back, takes a slider strike, and it's 1-1. And I wonder if just trying to shorten things up a bit on the infield with no real intention of trying to lay down a bunt after he had jumped ahead in the count, 1-1. Showed a little frustration after the pitch was called a strike. Now the 1-1. Slider again, top of the zone or thereabouts. And it's 1-2. Edgington might have caught a break right there. And Gino Damari with some choice words for home plate ump Greg Street, who puts up his hands, both palms extended towards Coach Damari, who is the third base coach, saying that's enough. And again, to be perfectly honest, both of the last couple of pitches were up and out of the strike zone, but you know, that's the one thing a third base coach can tell is up and down as opposed to in and out. And he had a legitimate argument there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Perez. The pitch swung on line down the left field line, but hooking foul. Bounces off the side padding and out into left field where Didowick will retrieve it. So we'll do it again, 1-2 to Perez, the 9-spot hitter, top of the order, and Kafis waits on deck. 1 out and a runner at second base. So this is the guy to attack here for Brian Edgington. 1-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3 call. Runs it back over the outside edge. That is out number 2. I think for a brief second, Kyle Teal thought that was out number 3 as he almost released a throw down to third baseman Jake Geloff, which he would do if it were the final out of the inning. But somebody, or his own realization, stopped short there. Now C.J. Kafis, top of the order for the Canes. And Edgington deals. Swing and a miss. Good changeup to start him, 0-1. Edgington from the belt. Right-hander a look back to second base. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Same spot, same result for C.J. Kafis, who grounded out to first base his first time up. Runner at second base, 2 outs, as Gomez can break with contact. But Edgington way ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. Already 5 strikeouts in the ball game for Edgington. Pitch is swung on, hit on a line towards second, but snagged by Godbout, and the inning is over. Kafis retired, runner left at second base, and Brian Edgington does indeed post the all-important shutdown inning. At the end of 2.5 in Charlottesville, Virginia 4, Miami nothing. This is Virginia baseball. Cavaliers lead 4-0 as we go to the home half of the third inning in Charlottesville. And for the Who's, middle third of the lineup, Teal, Anderson, Stefan against the right-hander, Gage Zeal. Already 4-0 Who's, and the pitch to Teal. Up and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Virginia, 4 runs on 4 hits last inning, 2 homers in the frame. Solo shot from Sauke, and 3-run shot from Ethan O'Donnell. And the pitch. Teal swings, drives one to right towards the corner. Racing back Farrow. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a foul ball. Ricocheted up onto the walkway above the Virginia bullpen area. Teal with home run distance, but just foul. I'll tell you, the sound off the bat, it didn't sound like he actually got the best part of the barrel on it. Nevertheless, that ball traveled pretty well. Fastball outside from Zeal, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike now. Gage Zeal, who threw 30 pitches in the second, so he's looking to bounce back here. The 2-1. Lifted down the left field line, slicing foul towards the berm and out of play. And the count even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Virginia, 4 runs, 6 hits. Miami, meanwhile, has been limited to no runs on just 1 hit. A bunt single allowed by Edgington in the top half of this inning. Next pitch, strike 3 called at the knees on a fastball from Zeal. And Kyle Teal down looking. Now Ethan Anderson to the plate. 1 out, base is empty. Our broadcast brought to you by Davenport & Company, your local investment experts on Water Street. Building trust and establishing strong relationships with clients since 1863. They're online at investdavenport.com. Now Ethan Anderson takes it inside. 1 ball, no strikes. 92-mile-an-hour fastball in off the plate from the right-hander Gage Zeal. And the next one swung on and missed. Off speed, down and out of the strike zone. Anderson swings over top of it. 1 out, base is empty, home half of the third. Zeal spelled Z-I-E-H-L. And an off-speed pitch. Missing 1 ball, 2 strikes to Anderson. Next one inside. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Zeal, an 11th round draft choice by the Cubs coming out of Penfield High School in upstate New York. Now in his sophomore season with Miami. Heavily used reliever last season, now a starter as Anderson spins himself into the ground, fouling away a 93-mile-an-hour fastball into the hands. And we'll do it again, 2-2. Zeal led Miami by making 30 relief appearances last season and then moved into the rotation this year. Breaking ball down, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Not that he replaced Carson Palmquist in terms of role, but he did at least in terms of filling the vacancy in the weekend rotation. Now again the payoff pitch. And Anderson ropes it through the right side, a base hit. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Center cut for Anderson. And he has himself a 1-out single and Virginia's 7th hit of the ball game. Now a Virginia club that, again, came into the weekend hitting at .333 as a team, the 2nd highest batting average in the country. And they were the national leaders entering play tonight with 349 hits. And again, 7 more through 2 1/3 innings. Stefan cut and a miss at a changeup. And the count 0-1. So Anderson 1 for 2. Stefan flied to deep center field his first time up. And Zeal from the belt. Runner at first base, 1 out. Deals. Change up low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Anthony Stefan. Last year, again, made 30 relief appearances to lead the team. A 2-2 record and a 4.04 earned run average. Did have a save. And 35 2/3 innings of work. Pitch inside. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Anthony Stefan. Last year, 35 2/3 innings, 52 strikeouts, and an opponent's batting average of just .209. Next one over the inside corner, called a strike, and it's 2-2. He worked in 2 of the 3 games of the series with Virginia out of the bullpen last year, and a couple of scoreless innings of work. Stefan takes outside. Looked like Zeal trying to backdoor a breaking ball, but missed away. Count is full at 3-2 with 1 out and a runner at first. Ethan Anderson, and a quick throw over to first base. Diving back in goes Anderson. See if Virginia gives any thought to getting aggressive here. Full count. And another check on Anderson at first, as Zeal not letting him get comfortable in extending his lead. 4-0 Virginia leads in the home half of this 3rd inning. Set at the belt, righty deals, runner does go, swung on, grounded through the right side, a base hit. Anderson around second, will head to third, and is in there standing up on a 1-out base hit for Anthony Stefan. And Virginia has runners at the corners with just 1 out. Golden opportunity to tack on now, and Casey Sauke coming to the plate. He of the long solo home run his first time up. And now JD Arteaga will come to the mound, to talk with Zeal. The Miami pitching coach making his first appearance of this weekend series. Virginia leads 4-0, but 8 hits now off of Zeal. And his season high was 9 hits. And that's actually happened a couple of times. Opening weekend against Penn State and a few weeks ago against Florida. But he has turned it around in a big way since then. In fact, really since Miami has entered ACC play, Zeal has been outstanding. He has stepped up as the competition has done so. Overall, an ERA of 4.58, but an ERA of 1.65 over the course of the 4 ACC starts that Zeal has made against NC State, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, and Florida State. That's an impressive number to boast against those foes. The pitch. Sauke takes a slider strike, 0-1. You know, and again, we saw firsthand Florida State's struggles they've been mired in from an offensive standpoint, but Wake, Virginia Tech, and NC State, those are some pretty good lineups that Zeal pitched very well against. Next one over the inside corner. And it's 0-2 on Casey Sauke. And he's going to have to battle here. Runners at the corners, just 1 out. And the pitch. Fastball inside, 1-2. And basically the same spot as the prior pitch, but I guess it all evens out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now to Sauke. Again, a solo homer that cleared the left field bleachers in his first at bat. The 1-2. Swinging a ground ball towards third. Off the glove of Morales and into left field. Home from third, Anderson to score. Stopping at second, Stefan. It's 5-0 Wahoos here in the third. That ball was hit very sharply. Fastball down and into Sauke. And hit it right at Morales. I do believe they will charge him with the game's first error. And now Henry Godbout at the plate for Virginia. And they have put the error up on the scoreboard. But Sauke does still get an RBI in the play. And now Godbout takes a breaking ball from Zeal. No balls and a strike. Sauke, his 22nd RBI of the year. And now the pitch, swing and a miss. Doubled up with that breaking ball. And got Godbout to chase. Zeal about to throw his 70th pitch of the ball game. And before he delivers it, Kevin McMullen going to ask for time and meet with Godbout halfway up the third base line. Virginia 5, Miami 0. 1 out in the third. And see if Godbout can tack on to this 5-0 lead. Meeting adjourned with Coach Mack. Stefan at second. Sauke at first. Breaking ball down and away. Again, extending even farther to try and get him to chase, but he would not. And Virginia, again, with 2 on, 1 out in the inning. 4 runs home last inning, I should say, and 1 already home this inning. Against the right-hander Zeal. Nobody throwing behind him in the Canes bullpen. Godbout grounds it towards third. Morales fields to second. There's 1. Double clutch at second, and that's going to allow Godbout to reach safely at first base and will extend the inning. So Virginia still alive in this third. As Sauke is erased in the middle of the diamond, but fielder's choice for Godbout. And again, on the transfer from second baseman Gonzalez, he double clutched, and that was just enough time to let Godbout reach safely. So Didowick will come to the plate. And the pitch from Zeal. Check swing and a changeup popped out of the glove of the catcher Perez, but not far enough for an advance. On the check swing and appeal to third, Travis Godek said no swing. And now Zeal, slide step, fastball, swung on and foul tipped. Caught by the catcher Perez. Again, a chance for more for Virginia here against Gage Zeal, who is laboring for the second consecutive inning. And the next pitch swung on and missed. Changeup had him out in front. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Zeal, a about to throw pitch number 75 in the game. Here to Didewick, a 30-pitch inning for Gage Zeal. Sophomore right-hander, sets, delivers, and he just missed. A little bit low with a changeup, but not a bad pitch nor spot from Gage Zeal. 6-foot-tall right-hander, making his 8th start of the year. Runner at first and third. Pitch down and in, and did it hit him? Yes, it did. It got a piece of Didewick's leg on its way to the backstop. And Stefan, who started to break towards the plate, will have to stop and head back to third. As Didewick hit by the pitch. And now top of the order, and Griff O'Farrell, the 7th man to bat in the inning. And he does so here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. A base hit would score a couple of more. Pitch inside, 1-0. And again, Virginia, if nothing else, really making Zeal work. And as their Friday guy this week, Miami needs some kind of distance from him. And they are shorthanded as it is without Carson Ligon this weekend. Breaking ball line, right field, a base hit. That's going to bring in a couple of more runs. Home from third, Stefan. Right behind him, Godbout to score. Over to third base goes Didewick. It's a 7-0 Wahoo lead in the third. Two RBIs for Griff O'Farrell, numbers 17 and 18 of the season. A 3-run inning for Virginia here after 4 runs home in the second. Now Ethan O'Donnell, all he did was launch a 3-run homer his last time up. Again bats with 2 men on and takes a changeup for a strike. And, you know, talking about Miami needing something from Zeal in terms of length tonight. But he has allowed 7 runs, a new career high, and 9 hits to match a career high. And we're in the third. Pitch downstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Right-hander does begin throwing in the Hurricanes bullpen. And that is Sebastian Perez. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Had him a little bit out in front of a changeup. So freshman right-hander loosening up very early in this game for Miami. Right-hander again from the belt, the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that will retire the side. Again to the changeup, O'Donnell down swinging. That is the 3rd strikeout of the game for the right-hander Zeal. But not before Virginia. Since 8 men at the plate, 3 of them come home to score, and at the end of now 3 complete in Charlottesville. How about the Who's 7? The Hurricanes nothing. 7-0 Hoos as we go to the fourth. 3-inning totals in this one. As Virginia in front by 7 runs. For the visiting Canes, no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. That runner was left in scoring position last inning. Brian Edgington back to the mound, and his 44th pitch of the ball game is at the knees, a called strike, 0-1. For Virginia, meanwhile, 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 4 runners left on base. Again, 0-1-1 for the Canes, 7-9-0 for the Hoos. The 0-1. Breaking ball strike, and it's 0-2. Dropped by Teal, but did catch the zone. No balls, 2 strikes to Blake Sear, freshman designated hitter for the Canes. And Windermere, Florida native in the Orlando area. Edgington back into the windup with the 0-2 pitch. Righty deals. Check swing. Did he go? No, says first base umpire David Pritchett. That was very close. I'd love to get a second look at the check swing from the right-hand hitting Sear, but no such luck. Now the 1-2 pitch from Edgington. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Edgington, 5 strikeouts through 3 innings of work. And again, has faced just 1 over the minimum, a bunt single in the top of the 3rd. That's it. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Left no doubt about it this time. Teal will create the angle, fire down to first, and make it 6 strikeouts now in the game for Brian Edgington. 1 away in this 4th inning. That'll get Yoandy Morales to the plate for the Canes with 1 out and the base is empty. 7-0 Hoos in this series opener that opens up the series a day later than originally scheduled. A scheduling change in terms of the date and also the time, as it was supposed to get going at 6. Instead, 8:04 our first pitch time tonight. Off-speed pitch to Morales. He was out in front, 0-1. Morales layered up. See the head or the hood from his sweatshirt out the back of his jersey underneath that gray jersey top. And the pitch downstairs, 1-1. Also a scheduling note, tomorrow's start time has been changed from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And I got to believe that is solely because of the very late start tonight to avoid the really quick turnaround to tomorrow. 1-1 outside, 2 balls, 1 strike to Yoandy Morales. 1 out, base is empty. Morales, who flied to right his first time up. And Edgington now into the windup. The pitch, slider, called strike. And the count even up at 2-2. Morales flied out to Casey Sauke, who caught it a little bit into foul territory his first time up. Now the next pitch. Swinging a hard hit ground ball to short, fielded by O'Farrell. Steps and throws low to first, but handled by Anderson. And it's 2 up, 2 down to start this top half of the 4th for Brian Edgington. We are brought to you in part by the Virginia Lottery, with a new game every Tuesday from the Virginia Lottery. The start of the week doesn't seem quite so bad. Monday is just Tuesday Eve with the Virginia Lottery. Now, Zach Levinson for the Canes, as he struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. And Edgington kicks, deals. Swinging a ball smacked to left field, but he hooked it foul. And well out of play. That ball 106 off the bat. He got a good bit of it, but again, he was fairly far out in front of it. And an off-speed pitch from Edgington that caught a lot of the zone, but again, greeted the bat of Levinson nice and early. The 0-1 pitch now. Swinging a line drive to left field, but again hooking foul. And it's quickly 0-2. Sticking with off speed, and again Levinson out in front of it. So no balls, 2 strikes the count to Miami's left fielder. Levinson, a JUCO transfer from Seminole State College. This is his second season with the Canes.
So thank you.
And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip caught by Kyle Teal. Strikeout number 7 for Brian Edgington through 4 innings of work. Now for the Hoos. At the end of 3.5 in Charlottesville. Still Virginia 7, Miami nothing. This is Virginia baseball.
Let's see if you were right and guessed it today's Who Am I? Let's review the facts. I started the most games on the mound of any UVA pitcher. I pitched in 2 College World Series. I was the 7th pitcher ever to pitch a complete game in the College World Series final. And the player is Brandon Waddell. Who Am I is presented by UVA Health. Leading off for the Cavaliers, the third baseman, number 42, Jake Geloff.
Well, already leading by a 7-0 score. Virginia going to send the heart of the order to the plate in this 4th inning against Gage Zeal. Jake Geloff, Kyle Teal, and then Ethan Anderson as the pitch swung on, driven to right center field, but playable for Dario Gomez. He makes the catch, and Geloff is retired on the first pitch of this 4th inning. 7-0 Hoos. Cavaliers with 7 runs on 9 hits in the ball game against Canes starter Gage Zeal. The right-hander Perez continues to throw down in that right field corner. And now Kyle Teal, who is 1 for 2 in the ball game. The pitch. Swing and a ball lifted foul left side and out of play. And the count 0-1. On Kyle Teal, he singled in the first inning. Called out on strikes in the 3rd. And Zeal now back into the windup. The pitch. Outside, 1-1. Again, Zeal has allowed 9 hits in a ball game twice this season prior to tonight. So now make it 3 times with the 9 hits Virginia has posted against him in this one. The next pitch. Teal takes downstairs, 2-1. And one of the 2 times outside of tonight he allowed 9 hits was opening weekend against Penn State. Miami won 2 of the 3 games, but lost on opening day against the Nittany Lions as Teal fouls the next pitch away. And we'll do it again 2-2. And it was a bit of a surprising result, and again a bit of a surprise to see the Canes right-hander Zeal allow 9 hits against Penn State opening weekend. The other one a little bit more understandable is Teal gets into one, drives it to right, but some topspin. It's going to come down for Ian Farrow to make the catch. And 2 up, 2 down to start this 4th inning. Now the switch hitting Ethan Anderson will bat from the left side of the plate against the right-hander Zeal. The other time he allowed 9 hits was against then 6th-ranked Florida. Obviously the Gators are having a tremendous season. And Zeal starting in the Friday game that weekend, a game that the Canes lost 10-4. He allowed 9 hits. The next pitch, Anderson takes it low. 2 balls, no strikes. The 6 runs he allowed on those 9 hits against the Gators back on March 3rd. It happened over 5 innings And that was also the prior high in terms of runs allowed. Pitch outside 3-0. But tonight, Virginia has posted a new high. Not one of the more memorable career highs for Gage Zeal, allowing 7 runs in this ball game tonight. The pitch outside corner for a called strike. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Of the 7 runs allowed, only 5 have been earned. Nevertheless, Virginia has hit him around a little bit. 3-1 pitch. Generous strike 2 call. And it's 3-2 now on Ethan Anderson, who is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Again, came in red hot. 3-2 pitch. Swing, and he fouled it back. Over the last 5 games, Anderson hitting a team best .474. As he has 9 hits in his last 19 at-bats, and again, 1 for 2 tonight. Not only that, he's walked 5 times in the last 5 games, so just seeing it very well at the plate right now. 3-2, swing and a miss. And obviously, I jinxed him. That is strikeout number 4 for Gage Zeal tonight, and his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. The end of 4 complete in Charlottesville. Our score remains Virginia 7, Miami nothing. This is Cavalier Baseball.
Turn your attention to see today's Twitter trivia question. Last question was, how many batters did Carl McKay strike out at Liberty on Tuesday? Again, how many batters did Carl McKay strike out at Liberty on Tuesday? Keep your answer easy in this ball and we'll random entry to win Virginia Athletics points. Announced at the end of the inning.
Four strong innings thus far for right-hander Brian Edgington, the grad transfer from Elon. Back to the hill as we go to the 5th, and he will face the Miami 5, 6, 7 hitters, Ian Farrow, Dominic Patelli, and Dario Gomez. Edgington, again, as he deals up and in, 1 ball, no strikes, has allowed just 1 base runner in the game, 1 over the minimum for Edgington. Pitching here in the 5th. A bunt single in the 3rd, and that's it. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball a little bit off the outside corner. Miami team, again, coming off a perfect 5-0 homestand. Wins against FIU and UCF in the midweek and swept their rival Florida State at home at Alex Rodriguez Park last weekend. Pitch is swung on and skied right side towards the Miami bullpen area, but that will get out of play. And a few rows back into the seats, overlooking that Canes bullpen, which remains active. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. The weekend prior, however, Miami swept on the road at second-ranked Wake Forest, who appeared to be the early favorites as the best in the Atlantic Coast Conference. And again, that was an impressive series, but they always play very well at home. Do Wake, and again, their offense taking advantage of that smaller dimensioned ballpark, we'll say. Now the 2-1 pitch from Edgington. Right-hander deals. Again, lifted foul. And out of play. Beyond where Sebastian Perez continues to throw, and Perez has been warming up now for a couple of innings. I wonder if Zeal now at 96 pitches, his day would indeed be done. And, again, Perez would have to be ready by now. It's just a matter of ramping it up in time for the next inning. Pitch hit off the end of the bat, shallow center field, racing in O'Donnell. Into a dive, and he made the catch. Ethan O'Donnell, another tremendous play in center field. He lost his hat. It's becoming old hat for O'Donnell out in center. Another excellent jump on the baseball and made a fine catch. Speaking of caps, Edgington took his off in salute to what his center fielder just did. So put a star by that one as Farrow is retired. Now Dominic Patelli for the Canes. And a wave and a miss and a changeup, 0-1. Again, Edgington, talked about it a little bit at the top of the broadcast, but that split change that he throws has been really good all season, and I think, it's primarily been effective against left-handed hitters. Swinging a one-hopper towards Geloff at third. He picks it cleanly, fires to first. Patelli is retired. Fastball over the outer part of the plate that Patelli went with and hit it fairly well, but Geloff, a nice pick, 2 down. I was going to say, I think it's been interesting and impressive to see Edgington has been working in that splitter more, at least it seems, against right-handed bats for Miami. And you sort of have to with the Canes stacking the lineup tonight with 6 righties, 3 lefties against Edgington. But also impressive is how many strikeouts he's picked up with the slider tonight. Pitch swung on, looped out towards right center field. That's going to settle in for a base hit off the bat of Dario Gomez. One guy has a hit against Brian Edgington tonight, and Dario Gomez just happens to have 2 of them. And Miami has a 2-out base runner. A bunt base hit in the 3rd inning. And a line drive to right center field this time. And now Edgington back into the stretch for just the 2nd time in the game. This next pitch will be number 65 for Brian Edgington. And again, by contrast, Gage Zeal is at 96. Fastball low, 1 ball, no strikes. Virginia's done an excellent job of attacking the Miami starter in this game. Edgington turns and looks at the runner at first. Now draws set, spins and throws that direction. Diving back in, Went Gonzalez, or beg your pardon, Went Gomez. 1 ball, no strikes to Dorian Gonzalez, who struck out swinging his first time up. Gonzalez, who wears number 0 for the Hurricanes. Sophomore second baseman. And another check on him over at first. Last year, a .263 hitter as a freshman, starting 43 games. Dorian Gonzalez Jr., his dad, Dorian Sr., was a left-handed pitcher at Miami in the mid-90s. In a pretty good stretch of years, 1994 to 1996. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, out in front of a changeup, 1-1. Those 3 years, Miami reached the College World Series all 3 years. He also happened to be teammates with one J.D. Arteaga for all 3 of those years. Arteaga now the pitching coach and associate head coach at Miami. The 1-1 pitch right there. Strike 2 called, fastball. And it's 1-2 on Dorian Gonzalez. Again, Edgington looks over at first where Dario Gomez leads. The 1-2 pitch now, swing and a foul tip. Got just enough. There's a funny story about Dorian Gonzalez and that relationship with J.D. Arteaga from his dad having been teammates and roommates in school with Arteaga. That they've been longtime friends. That is Arteaga and Gonzalez Jr. That early in the recruiting process, Arteaga got flagged by the NCAA for texting with Gonzalez, but he had to show proof of a prior long-standing relationship. And so to clear himself with the NCAA, he sent a baby picture of Dorian that he had already on his phone because of his friendship with Gonzalez's dad, Dorian Sr. Again, a check on the runner at first. And diving back in goes Gomez. And they were both left-handed pitchers on those mid-90s Miami College World Series teams in 94, 5, and 6. 2 outs, runner at first base, 7-0 Hoos in the 5th. And again, Edgington checks on the runner at first. Virginia with 7 runs, 9 hits. Miami no runs on 2 hits. And both hits belong to Dario Gomez, who retakes his lead over at first. Brian Edgington looking to toss up a 5th 0 in the game, as he is ahead of Gonzalez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning. And Edgington deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Make it 8 strikeouts in the ball game for Brian Edgington. At the end of 4.5 innings of play, we are halfway home. We go to the bottom half of the 5th. Virginia 7, Miami nothing. This is Virginia baseball. UVA Baseball brought to you in part by the Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company of Central Virginia, a community partner for over 110 years. The Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company of Central Virginia is a proud supporter of UVA sports. To the home half of the 5th, and Anthony Stefan to lead things off against the new Miami pitcher, as expected. Gage Seal's day is done after throwing 96 pitches over just 4 innings of work. New pitcher Sebastian Perez deals, and a ground ball back to the mound. Fielded by Perez, trots over and flips to first. And there's 1 away on 1 pitch. Perez records his first out of the ball game. For Perez, this is the 9th appearance of the season. No record, a 7.50 earned run average, 5 earned runs allowed over 6 innings. He has struck out 9, he has walked 2, and opponents are hitting .320 against him. 8 hits allowed over 6 innings of work. There's a called strike to Casey Sauke, 0-1. For the Miami starter, Gage Seal tonight, 4 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. He plunked a batter. He did not walk anybody, and he struck out 4. Again, 4 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. And he threw 96 pitches over those 4 innings tonight. The 1-1. Breaking ball. Just missed. 2 balls, 1 strike to Casey Sauke. RBIs in both of his trips to the plate this evening. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing, and he popped it up right side of the infield. The first baseman under it. Kafis waiting on it. Makes a 2-handed catch. And there are 2 down. So Perez has retired both batters that he's faced coming out of the bullpen. 7-0 Hoos in the 5th. Now Henry Godbout will be the batter. Perez from Southwest Ranches, Florida, and West Broward High School. 6'5" right-handed pitcher. Where's number 52 for the Canes? Godbout a cut and a miss at a slider. And it's 0-1. He last worked in the Florida State series. Did Perez. He tossed a scoreless inning, allowing just 1 hit on 13 pitches. Next one down and away. And that was in the Friday night game that Miami won by an 11-0 final score. Pitch to Godbout, fouled away right side and out of play. About 8 rows deep into the blue chairback seats. So an all Perez battery right now for Miami. Sebastian on the mound and Carlos behind the plate. 2 outs, bases empty, home half of the 5th. And now the tall right-hander deals. Swing, and he jammed him up, fouls it away to the right side. And the count remains 1-2. Now the 1-2. At the knees, strike 3 called. Fastball on the right-hander, Perez. Godbout is down looking, and that is the second straight 1-2-3 inning actually for Miami pitching, who might be settling down a little bit. But at the end of 5 complete innings of play, our score remains Virginia 7, Miami nothing. This is Virginia baseball. Cavaliers and Canes for the 67th all-time meeting. And here tonight, all Wahoos at least through the first half of the ball game. 7-0 Virginia as we now head to the 6th. And for the right-hander, Brian Edgington, at 70 pitches through 5 scoreless frames, he will face the 9-1-2 hitters in this Miami lineup. Carlos Perez, then C.J. Kafis and Blake Sear. The right-hander into the windup and his pitch to Perez. Upstairs 1-0. Miami the upper hand all time, 37 wins to Virginia's 29. Virginia a little bit closer in the Brian O'Connor era, 27 wins to Miami's 32. Now the 1-0 pitch from Edgington. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. And last year's results obviously do not help the cause, but Virginia swept on the road in South Florida. That was a matchup of a couple of top 5 teams. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, lifted out towards right center field. O'Donnell racing over into the gap, but now comes to a stop. Makes a one-handed catch, and Perez is retired, 1 away. That weekend last year, 3 tough results in South Florida, but really of late in this series, the Canes have had the upper hand. In fact, Miami, in the last 13 meetings, they have 12 victories. 7 of those have been decided by only 1 or 2 runs. So there have been a lot of close contests in recent memory, but Miami has been piling up wins of late in this series. Fastball wide, 1-0. The most interesting part of it all is that the 27 matchups prior, Virginia won 19 of them. So you go back over the past, about 15 years, and it's been almost an even split, but it has taken place as the next pitch wide, 2-0, in 2 very distinct phases. First phase, all Virginia. Second phase, all Miami. Virginia trying to turn the tide back in their favor this evening, and so far so good. Fastball for a strike to C.J. Kafis, 2-1. Kafis has grounded out and lined out. He's 0 for 2. Left-hand hitter against the righty Edgington. Now back into the windup, the pitch. Swung on, fouled back, and the count even up at 2-2. On C.J. Kafis, junior from Wellington, Florida. And Palm Beach Central High School. 6-foot-tall left-handed batter. Leadoff man in their lineup. Now the 2-2 from Edgington. Swing, and he fouled it back again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Couple of important notes on tomorrow's game. One, the start time. It has been moved back from a 1 o'clock first pitch to a 3 o'clock first pitch. Again, just because of how late this one ended up getting going tonight with an 8:04 first pitch. Now the next one from Edgington. Swing and a miss. He struck him out in front of an off-speed pitch and make it 9 strikeouts now for Brian Edgington tonight. 2 outs, bases empty in the 6th. And Edgington, again, he has been fantastic for the Hoos. He is 1 shy of his season high. Struck out 10 Rhode Island Rams back on March 4th. And he's 1 away from that total. Still in good shape in terms of the pitch count. This next pitch will be number 80 from Edgington. And he drops in a strike. 0-1 to Blake Sear, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. I was going to say the other important note, aside from the start time, is the fact that taking the ball to make the start will be Virginia's Nick Parker. It'll be great to see him back on the mound after the injury sustained against Florida State a couple of weeks ago. Fastball high. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Sear. Struck out swinging in both the 1st and 4th innings. And bats now 2 outs, bases empty in the top of the 6th. 7-0 Wahoos. 4 in the 2nd, 3 more in the 3rd for Virginia. The 1-1. Downstairs, 2 balls, 1 strike. To the freshman Sear. He is the designated hitter. Edgington a deep breath. He's fallen behind 2 balls and a strike on Sear, freshman from Windermere High School. And the 2-1 pitch. A little bit wide. 3 balls, 1 strike on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Sear was on the All-Orlando Metro team last year. Hit .375 with 21 RBIs. 3-1 pitch now from Edgington. Swing, and he fouled it straight back. And Windermere, the Wolverines, also won the District 5 and Metro West titles. Playing out of Class 7A in Florida. In the Orlando suburbs at Windermere High School, Blake Sear. And a payoff pitch to him now as Edgington back into the windup. Here it is. And upstairs, ball 4. Thought about it, started the hands a little bit, but did not swing. And that is the first walk surrendered by Edgington, with 2 outs in the 6th. Longest Edgington has gone in a game this season, the 6 1/3 that he threw against NC State some 3 weekends ago. That was also a Friday start, but that's because it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. And Yoandy Morales now swings and fouls it off his front foot. No balls and 1 strike. Virginia 7 runs, 9 hits. Miami no runs, 2 hits. And Sear represents just the 3rd base runner of the game. Dario Gomez is 2 for 2. A bunt single in the third and a line drive single in the fifth. And otherwise, this 2-out walk from Sear is the only activity Miami has had in the base paths tonight. Edgington has been really good once again. Bouncing ball left side. Over to play it is Geloff. It gets by him, and then O'Farrell fields it right behind him. Geloff took a swipe at it with his glove hand, came up empty, and as a result, by the time it got to O'Farrell, a step back onto the outfield grass. There was no play to be had. And it is an infield single for the Canes and Yoandy Morales. And that means runners at first and second now, 2 outs for Zach Levinson. Again, a 4-run second inning for Virginia that saw Casey Salke launch a solo homer, Ethan O'Donnell connect for a 3-run homer. And the Who's tacked on 3 more in the third. The pitch from Edgington. Swing and a ball fouled back by Levinson, 0-1. And all of a sudden it's become a big spot for Brian Edgington, who retired the first couple of batters of the inning very quickly and then got ahead of C.J. Kafis, or beg your pardon, of Blake Sear after striking out C.J. Kafis. 1-2, but now the next one lifted out towards right should get him out of the inning. Salke drifting back, makes a one-handed catch. Levinson is retired, and the inning is over. A couple of men left on base and make it 6 scoreless now for Brian Edgington. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. Our score remains Virginia 7, Miami nothing. Nine 1-2 for the Who's as we go to the last of the 6th inning. Still 7-0 Virginia. And for the Canes, Sebastian Perez out for his 2nd inning of work. See if the Who's can add to this sizable lead in this series opener against Miami. Pitch up and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Virginia 7 early runs in this one to set the tone. Didowick takes up and out, 2 balls, no strikes. Brian Edgington, meanwhile, another quality start, 6 scoreless frames so far. See if they'll run him back out there for the 7th. With nobody throwing, it appears they will. Bouncing ball off the end of the bat towards short. Patelli juggles it and will have no play. Didowick is aboard to start the 6th inning. It is an infield single for Harrison Didowick. And now the top of the order and Griff O'Farrell. And O'Farrell, who has followed up his 4-hit day against Liberty with a 2-for-3 showing so far tonight, now faces Sebastian Perez for the first time. The pitch, he drops a bunt down foul. Bounced up and hit him, but he was still in the batter's box, and 0-1 the count. The catcher, Carlos Perez, was asking his dugout if they thought it would be worth a second review if O'Farrell was out of the box, but Gino DeMaria and company not interested in doing so. Runner at first base, Didowick, and a breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Be interesting to see who the first man up in the Virginia pen is tonight, just from a standpoint of score, but the importance of claiming the first game of a series and what Virginia will do from a bullpen standpoint. Check on Didowick at first. Again, Edgington at 89 pitches. So he has some room to work with. He has gone up over 100 once this season. Now the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and skied left center field. Converging are Gomez and Levinson. It will be the center fielder Gomez to make the catch. A little bit to the left of second base. O'Farrell is retired. Back to first goes Didowick. And now Ethan O'Donnell for Virginia. Still nobody throwing just yet. Some stretching ongoing, but obviously Edgington is coming out to, at the very least, start the 7th inning. The question is, will Virginia allow him to try and finish it? And also, who would be up next after that point? Runner goes, the pitch up and away, and no throw from the catcher Perez. And a stolen base for Harrison Didowick. He got a very good jump, but to be honest, it was a good pitch to throw on for Perez. Missing high and outside to the left-hand hitting O'Donnell, and I thought he was at least going to make a throw, but it looked like maybe some trouble on the exchange, and he did not. Runner at second now, 1 out. Pitch to O'Donnell. Swing and a miss. Had him out in front of a changeup. And the count even up at a ball and a strike. This series, keep in mind, is a matchup of the two teams predicted to finish at the top of the ACC Coastal Division standings, at least by the league's coaches. The 1-1. Outside. Ooh, late called strike from Greg Street. And 1-2. And a look back to second from Perez. Now to the plate with the 1-2. Swinging a ball lifted the opposite way towards the corner. Long run for Levinson. He's not going to get to it. It is a foul ball. Hopped up over the wall and onto the berm. Third base umpire Travis Godek on the call. That was very close. O'Donnell making a bid. That was as close as it could possibly be. So the count remains a ball and 2 strikes to Ethan O'Donnell, who is 2 for 3, launched a 3-run homer earlier in the game. Runner at second base, 1 out. And the pitch from Perez, swing and a miss. He struck him out. O'Donnell is down swinging for the second time tonight. 2 outs, runner at second base now for Jake Geloff. Well, Geloff looking for his first hit of the night. And Jake, who leads the ACC entering play tonight with 44 runs batted in, has a chance to tack on one here. Didowick at second, good speed aboard, and can break with contact with 2 outs in the inning. Big breaking ball from the right-hander Perez, swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Big slow curve at 72 that time from Perez in his second inning of work. A look back to second base. 6'5" right-hander. Make that 2 looks, and now to the plate. Outside with a fastball, 1-1. Virginia, double-digit hit effort once again from the Hoos. 7 runs, 10 hits. Didowick's infield single, the 10th of tonight's effort. And the pitch, there's a called strike. And it's 1-2. Again, a look back at Didowick. Now the pitch, breaking ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So tonight, for Virginia, game number 30 of the season. And this is the 23rd time Virginia has posted double-digit hits in a ball game. Next pitch, swung on, lined, left side of the infield and through, a base hit. Around third, Didowick. He will come in and score. The throw is cut off, and it's 8-0 Wahoos, making 11 hits for Virginia. First of the night for Geloff, who has his ACC-leading 45th RBI of the year. Only a matter of time before Jake found both the hit column and the RBI column, and he does so in this 6th inning. So 8-0 Hoos, and now Kyle Teal to the plate. And the pitch. Swung on, lifted the opposite way towards the corner. That ball is fair and hops up over the wall and out of play. Tough break for Teal and Virginia, as Geloff is going to have to go back to third base. Otherwise, Geloff would have been able to come in and score. Hopped up over the sidewall and out of play as Teal tucked this one just fair. And J.D. Arteaga is going to go talk with Perez now. It's the third time in the last couple of innings we've seen a ball hop up over that side wall. It is the first one, however, that does so as a fair ball. So again, Arteaga talking with Perez. Virginia has runners at second and third with 2 outs in the inning. The double for Kyle Teal, his 11th of the year. Virginia now 8 runs, 12 hits. And again, the more the Hoos can stretch this lead, it opens up the options from a bullpen standpoint, and in the opener of the series, that's big. So although it feels like a comfortable lead for Virginia, especially if Brian Edgington can eat up a couple of more outs on the mound, already 6 scoreless from Edgington. But again, even more separation only allows for additional choices for Brian O'Connor and Drew Dickinson in that Virginia dugout. Ethan Anderson now, switch hitter batting left, and jammed him up a bit, fouls it away left side. Deflects off the tarp and stays in foul territory. No balls and a strike to Anderson. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. And the pitch. Swinging a ball hit up the middle. That ball is past the diving second baseman Gonzalez and into center field for a base hit. 1 run in, Geloff. Right behind him, Teal. 10-0 Wahoos. 2 RBIs on the single for Anderson. He's got himself another multi-hit game. And RBIs numbers 29 and 30 on the season. Now Anthony Stefan, does look like some activity will get going in the Miami bullpen. And the pitch. Down and away with a changeup, 1-0. Now for the Canes, Gunther Brandel is beginning to loosen up. And the next pitch outside. Next pitch to Stefan. There's a called strike. 2-1. Again, a fastball from Perez missing down and away. Right-hander against the lefty Stefan, who's 1 for 3, single and a run scored, and takes the next one upstairs, ball 4. Stefan works a walk. And that pushes Anderson to second base. 3 runs home in the inning, and Casey Sauke is going to be the 8th man. In this 6th inning, Virginia sent 7 men to the plate in the 2nd, 8 men to the plate in the 3rd, and another big inning here in the home half of the 6th. And with Randell continuing to throw in the Miami bullpen, Carlos Perez stalling for a little bit of time. Hopefully umpire Greg Street's going to come out and break up the mound visit and see how much longer Miami will wait things out before digging deeper into the pen. And Perez, his 2nd inning of work. It's all Who's in this 6th inning, 10-0 Virginia. And Randell, who has only thrown 4 times this season and frankly has only done so in lopsided affairs, is going to have another opportunity to do so here for Miami. And part of what I was saying before about Virginia extending the lead means they get to bring some different names into the fold for who they will throw out of the bullpen. Same is obviously true for Miami and not burning anybody of their A bullpen in this 10-0 Virginia lead. So Brandell coming on. We'll tell you more about him when we come back. Again, Virginia 10, Miami nothing here in the 6th. This is Virginia baseball. Casey Sauke will be the first man to face the new pitcher Gunther Brandell for Miami. Freshman righty from Bradenton, who comes on to face Sauke, the 8th man to bat in the inning. Virginia with 3 runs home already in the frame, lead at 10-0. And still have runners at first and second, and they are going to come home to score on Casey Sauke's 2nd long ball of the night. A 3-run shot into those left field bleachers. The Who's 13, the Canes nothing, as Casey Sauke has himself A 2-homer night on the very first pitch delivered by the new pitcher, Brandell. The Who's have added 3 more. Now Henry Godbout, the 9th man to bat in the inning. Sauke's 3rd home run of the year. 2 of them have come tonight. And Godbout swings, fouls it off his foot, and it's 0-1. Right-handers 0-1 pitch now. Swinging a line drive towards third, but caught. And that will retire the side. But Virginia sends all 9 guys to the plate. 6 of them come home and score. We've played 6 complete. It's all Who's now. 13-0, the Virginia lead as we go to the 7th. This is Virginia baseball.
Yeah, I would say J2. I don't think Justin knows where his keys are currently. And he's already lost one set in his car. And the car refused it. Yeah, so he's already 2 now. Justin. Yeah, it's hard. Casey, this will play in seconds close. Kyle will just be late. So, definitely Justin. I mean, I waited for him for class, not to practice though. It's like baseball related. I would say this guy right here. I would say Jake. We were late to this thing right here. Then you guys are watching. Yeah, we're late to this guy.
Six-inning totals in this one tonight. Series opener in Charlottesville has been all about the Who's. Virginia has put up 13 runs, lead it 13-0. Brian Edgington back to the mound to at the very least begin this 7th inning. He has thrown 89 pitches to this point in the ball game. For the Canes, Ian Farrow, Dominic Patelli, and Dario Gomez. And the first pitch now from Edgington. Swinging a ball driven way up in the air, deep left center field. Didowick back to the wall. Does he have room? He will leap, and it's just out of his reach and into the first row of the bleachers. And gone. Ian Farrow gets the Canes on the scoreboard. The first time tonight as Farrow has his 7th home run of the year, attacking that first pitch from the right-hander Edgington. Now Dominic Patelli, who is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Well, that is the first run for the Canes on their 4th hit. They've committed 1 error and left 4 runners on base. For Virginia, 13 runs, 14 hits, no errors, and 4 runners left on base. The pitch from Edgington fouled back, and it's 0-1. And that will get the Virginia bullpen officially active. As Edgington now back into the windup, the 1-0. Swinging a roller right side. Edgington is going to cover first. Anderson quickly fields and flips to the pitcher covering. Nice play there, and there's 1 away. Ball hit into a bit of a difficult spot, but the out recorded. Virginia gets Tonis, the left-hander, and Hungate, the right-hander, up and throwing. Tonis throwing from behind the bullpen mound. Hungate throwing from in front of it. Different strategies in beginning to get loose. One away, and Dario Gomez, the batter now for the Canes. With the out in this 7th inning, Edgington has matched his season high of 6 1/3. Pitch upstairs to Gomez, 1-0. He went 6 1/3 against NC State 3 weeks ago. In the middle game of that series in Raleigh, 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball fouled back, and it's 1-1. Game that Virginia won 7-0. As the Hoos took the series from the Wolfpack. Virginia 3 straight series wins to open up ACC play until the defeat in Blacksburg this past weekend. And now looking to bounce back. So far, so good in the series opener against the Canes. 2-0 pitch down and away, 3 balls and no strikes. And Edgington now at 95 pitches in the game. Right-handers 2-1. Swinging a ball driven to center field. O'Donnell going back, has room, squares the shoulders, makes a one-handed catch high above his head, and that is out number 2 in the 7th. So a new season high for Edgington. A couple of years ago at Elon, back in 2021, he did have a 9-inning effort against William & Mary. Can't imagine Virginia would really air him out in terms of pitch count tonight. He is still shy of 100 pitches in the game. Now Dorian Gonzalez is called back. Ariel Garcia will get an opportunity here to pinch hit for the Canes. And I have to suspect that over the next couple of innings, both teams will begin to empty the benches. The pitch, breaking ball strike, and it's 0-1. Garcia, sophomore from Homestead, Florida. Played at Columbus High School. Bats with 2 outs in the 7th. The pitch right there for a strike, 0-2. Did make 14 starts last year for the Hurricanes. Gonzalez, Garcia, who's batting for Gonzalez, but Garcia's only made 1 start this season. 11th game in which he's seen action overall. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. And Brian Edgington has matched his season high. That is strikeout number 10 tonight. He sets down Garcia, the pinch hitter, swinging. If that is indeed the end of Edgington's night, what a way to end it. 7 innings of 1-run baseball for the right-hander. A new season high, and a new season high in strikeouts as well. We have played 6.5 at stretch time in Charlottesville. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. After 6.5, Virginia 13, Miami 1. This is Virginia baseball. All stretched out from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park. We go to the home half of the 7th inning. And Harrison Didewick going to lead off here in the 7th, just as he did in the 6th, as the Hoos batted around in the 6th, scored 6 times. It's now 13-1 Hoos. Cut and a miss from Didewick on a fastball from the right-hander Brandell. Suspecting that Brian Edgington is done after 7 innings and 99 pitches. How about 10 strikeouts up against just 1 walk for the right-hander? And the offense has obviously done its part as well. Pitch to Didewick, misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. 13 runs, 14 hits for the 7th-ranked Wahoos. And contributions all throughout the lineup. Right now, 8 of 9 Virginia starters have at least 1 hit. And 6 of 9 have 2 hits. The 1-1 pitch. Up and away, 2 balls, 1 strike. Miami substitutions all along the infield. They maintain the same outfield coming into this half inning. Pitch inside. 3-1 to Didewick. Top of the order, and O'Farrell waits on deck, and at least as of now, he is in the on-deck circle. Miami, a new third baseman, first baseman, catcher, and Garcia, who pinch hit last inning, remains on to play at second base. Didewick skies it to shallow center. Gomez underneath it makes the catch, and Didewick is retired. 1 away as now O'Farrell comes to the plate. Jason Torres is the new third baseman. Again, Garcia stays in to play second. Renzo Gonzalez is the new first baseman, and Jack Scanlon is now operating behind the plate. O'Farrell, a couple of hits in 4 at-bats tonight. And the right-hander deals. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. That's out of the reach of the shortstop. Patelli into center field for O'Farrell's 3rd hit of the ball game. Again, he'd been hitting .458 over the last 5 games, and tonight is only going to help that number with 3 hits in 5 at-bats. Now Ethan O'Donnell will bat for Virginia. 13-1 Hoos. Brandell has never gone more than 1 complete inning in an outing, and he is a true freshman. Tonight, just his 5th appearance overall this season. 4 outings, 4 innings. Pitch to O'Donnell, misses away, but Brandell did get the final out of the 6th. And so far, the first out here in the 7th. Miami might try and let him take it to the finish line. We'll see. 1-0, grounded up the first base line, foul, backhanded by Renzo Gonzalez, and the count even up with a ball and a strike. Again, if you're just joining us, series continues tomorrow. It is now a 3 o'clock start time, pushed back from the original 1 o'clock because of the 8:04 pitch this evening. On a chilly night in Charlottesville, but had to wait out all the rain we had today. Bouncing ball up the middle, could be 2. Fielded by Garcia, flips to Patelli. There's 1 back to first. Double play. It goes 4-6-3, and the inning is over. A nice turn by Garcia and Patelli. And Brandell faces the minimum 3 batters in this 7th inning. At the end of 7 complete, the Wahoos 13, the Hurricanes 1. New pitcher coming on for the Hoos when we come back. This is Virginia baseball.
Season tickets are on sale now for the 2023 Virginia football season. Catch the excitement of game days in Scott Stadium and take advantage of a fan-friendly atmosphere this season with tickets starting as low as $129 and a new 6-month payment plan. To find a plan that fits you, visit UVATix.com. Go Hoos! And just a reminder, folks, the start time of tomorrow's game will be 3 p.m. Again, new start time for tomorrow.
New pitcher on for Virginia as we go to the 8th. It is Chase Hungate, the VCU transfer and second-year right-hander. Hungate, 6'1", 175-pound righty out of Abingdon, Virginia. Wears number 39 for the Hoos, and he takes over to face the 9-1-2 spots in the Miami lineup. And Jack Scanlon, who came on to catch last half inning, rips the first pitch he sees in a right center field for an extra base hit. Picked off the wall by O'Donnell, who fires it back in. And it is a two-base hit for Scanlon. And Miami has its second extra base hit of the night. The other one, solo homer from Ian Farrow, got them on the scoreboard. Here in the 8th, Scanlon has himself a two-base hit. And now to the top of the order, Renzo Gonzalez, who again came on defensively in the last of the 7th. Pitch misses 1-0. Interestingly, Miami trailing 13-1 here. They're the ones doing more of the substituting offensively. The 1-0 pitch, swinging a bouncing ball foul right side and out of play. And the count even up at a ball and a strike to Gonzalez. Again, Miami has had some guys that have been sort of in and out of the lineup. Gonzalez has made 6 starts, 18th game overall in which he's seen action. And hitting at .324, 12 hits in 37 at-bats. Does have a couple of homers and 4 RBIs. Guy that started 11 games last year as a freshman. Hungate deals a called strike, and it's 1-2. Now sophomore from Doral Academy. Teammates with Gabby Gutierrez and Edgardo Villegas, who both of which have been guys that have seen significant time, but not in tonight's game. 1-2 pitch just off the outside corner. That'll even the count at 2-2. Fastball missing wide from Hungate, who takes over for Brian Edgington. Again, 7 innings, a new high in a Virginia uniform. 10 strikeouts to match his season high. Just 1 walk and scattered 4 hits. The 2-2. Swinging the ball lifted center field. O'Donnell drifting back on it. And makes the catch. Tagging at second, Scanlon. And throw is wide. He is going to advance over to third base with 1 out. Gonzalez retired, and now it does look like Blake Sear, the designated hitter, is going to be called back for a pinch hitter. Lorenzo Carrier will bat. We are in the top of the 8th, 13-1 Hoos. And again, Edgington had struck out 10 against Rhode Island, matched that number tonight. 6 1/3 against NC State had been his season high. Surpasses that total tonight. 7 innings, just 1 run on 4 hits. He was excellent. So here is Carrier. The pitch from Hungate. Slider just missed outside, 1-0. Well, Miami has a player in Dorian Gonzalez who wears number 0. They have a player in Carrier who wears number 99. Redshirt freshman from Bear, Delaware. And the 1-0 pitch. Swinging the ball inside out into the right side. Anderson giving chase, but it's out of his reach and into the seats. Carrier, 6'5" right-handed batter. Made 13 starts last year, but missed a lot of the season with a shoulder injury. 9 hits and 36 at-bats last season. And this year for the Canes, Carrier just 3 hits and 9 at-bats. Very limited action. Bounces it up the middle, out of the reach of Godbout, into center field. A base hit. RBI single for the pinch hitter Lorenzo Carrier. And that makes it a 13-2 ball game. And for Carrier, that is his 5th RBI of the season. And now Jason Torres, who came on defensively for Yewandi Morales last half inning. At third base, now gets his first at bat of the ball game. Torres, 4 hits and 7 at bats. 2 of his 4 hits have been home runs. The pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. And again, some guys with limited at bats this inning, but they have strung together a run against Hungate. Throws wide and a pickoff to first, but Anderson adjusts to make the catch. We had also seen Angelo Tonis throwing earlier in the bullpen, but nobody throwing at the moment. Righty against righty. Hungate from the belt deals. That's upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes to Torres, freshman from Hialeah out of Miami Springs High School. 6'1" right-handed batter. Now visit to the mound. Kyle Teal out to talk with Chase Hungate. Torres, former Miami Springs High School Golden Hawk. A couple of times over, he was named the District Player of the Year while with the Golden Hawks. And Torres actually was one of the players selected to play in the Major League Baseball High School All-American All-Star game. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. At Coors Field in Colorado a couple of years ago. Not only that, Torres was the MVP of that game. He went 3 for 5, a home run, and 5 RBIs in the High School All-American All-Star game, and was the MVP. Swinging the ball driven down the left field corner. That is a fair ball. Another well-hit ball by Torres this season. Didowick digs it off the wall. Throw comes back in, sort of into no man's land, and Anderson will go retrieve it behind the mound. Stopping at third base is Carrier. And 2-base hit for Torres. So again, Torres now for the season is 5 for 8. He's got 2 homers and 2 doubles. 4 of his 5 hits have been for extra bases, yet this guy hardly gets any at-bats. At some point, he keeps putting together extra base hits. Got to believe that would change, but I guess we'll see. So another pinch hitter as Miami continues to empty the bench. Pitch misses low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Gabby Gutierrez, who bats for Zach Levinson. And Gutierrez, a guy that saw a good amount of time last year, but has not been in the rotation as much this year. The pitch, jam shot, popped up on the infield, charging in, and caught by Hungate, who then runs into Godbout. Hungate was not going to take any chances, and sort of the opposite of the trend in baseball right now, which is a pitcher getting out of the way at all costs, but not there. It was a very light collision between Hungate and Godbout, but still makes you hold your breath for a moment. Gutierrez is retired, and now Ian Farrow will bat for himself. The pitch at the knees, called a strike, 0-1. 13-2, Virginia leads. We are in the top half of the 8th inning in Charlottesville. There is more activity behind Hungate in the Virginia bullpen. Looks like Jake Huderovich has started throwing. Hungate misses outside with a fastball. For the Canes again, threatening for a big inning. They've got Carrier at third, Torres at second, and a run already home in the inning. There's a called strike from Hungate, off speed over the outside edge to Farrow. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Farrow 1 for 3, but the one was a solo homer in the last inning to get Miami on the board. Swing and a miss at the next one. Off speed, running off the outside corner. Farrow is down on strikes, and a good job by Hungate to limit it to just the 1 run in the inning. At the end of now 7.5 innings of play at Disharoon Park, Virginia 13, Miami 2. This is Virginia baseball. Last of the 8th in Charlottesville, 13-2 Wahoos. Series opener in a top 20 showdown. The 20th ranked Miami Hurricanes and the 7th ranked Hoos very much in control in game 1. Jake Geloff swings, smashes one deep left center field. That ball to the rotunda. It's gone and the Hoos lead 14-2. Geloff continues to pepper left center field. And for Jake, that is home run number 10 on the year. And Geloff continuing to climb up the all-time charts. He is now into a tie for 2nd in program history. He joins Mark Reynolds and John Bieniek with 35 all-time. RBI number 46 on the year for Geloff on his 10th home run. So after a bit of a slow start to the game, fielder's choice in the first, strikeout in the second, and fly to center field in the 4th. He has an RBI single and a solo home run to go into tomorrow feeling good at the plate. Has gone final from Louisville, by the way. The Cardinals hold off Boston College 9-8. So BC into the top 10 this week, but they have lost that series at Louisville. Pitch outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to Kyle Teal, who is 2 for 4 in the ball game. Two runs, 7 hits for Miami. 14 runs, 16 hits for Virginia. The 2-1. Over the inside edge, called a strike, 2-2. Hunterovich continues to throw in Virginia's bullpen. It would appear that he will get the ninth as Virginia looks to shut it down. Next one to Teal, line drive, caught by the third baseman Torres, who was shaded up the middle and essentially straightaway shortstop positioning. Now Ethan Anderson will be the batter. Interesting to see Virginia still sticking with all of their starters from the beginning of the game. Right-hander kicks, deals. Swing and a ball driven. Right center field, back towards the warning track. Gomez has room and makes the catch. That is a loud out number 2 as Anderson is retired. And now pinch hitter for Virginia is Travis Reef-Snyder. Up there was a pretty good chance Reef-Snyder would come on to catch the ninth. I guess he still could, but it would eliminate the DH spot in Virginia's lineup. Either way, he gets an opportunity to bat here. 2 outs in the 8th inning, and a run already home on Geloff's home run. Reef-Snyder swings, skies one to left center field. Gomez underneath it makes the catch, and the inning is over. So Geloff, some final fireworks for the Who's in this one. A solo homer to left center field to tack on run number 14. 14-2 Who's, 3 outs away from taking the series opener. Looks like Jake Huderovich coming on to finish the job when we come back. And the Who's up by 12. This is Virginia baseball. Couple of defensive changes to tell you about, and new pitcher on the mound for Virginia. We go to the 9th, 3 outs away from locking down the series opening victory. Tommy Courtney is now in left field for Virginia, and Justin Rubin is now on at second base. Jake Huderovich, the new pitcher for the Who's, and Huderovich to try and finish the job. 14-2, Virginia leads the visiting Miami Hurricanes, and he deals a called strike, 0-1 to Dominic Patelli. For Huderovich, the 10th appearance of the season, 1-0 with an ERA of 6.23. And the 4th year out of Scott Township, Pennsylvania. Deals off the plate away, 1-1 to Patelli. Dario Gomez, the next scheduled hitter, although it doesn't look like he's in the on-deck circle. Fastball wide, and it's 2-1. Jacoby Long has stepped into the on-deck circle. And then Ariel Garcia would be after that. Fastball high, 3-1. Patelli 0 for 3. He has grounded out in all 3 of his at-bats. 14-2, Virginia leads. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Miami. 14 runs, 16 hits, no error for the Who's. Next pitch swung on line to right center field. Long run for Sauke and O'Donnell. That ball is going to get down in between them. O'Donnell fires in towards second base. Rubin cuts it. His relay to second. Not in time, and Patelli has a leadoff double. That is his 7th double of the year. And here is Jacoby Long now, getting an opportunity for the Hurricanes. Junior from Palm Beach Gardens. And Long for the year, 5 hits in 10 at-bats. I'll tell you, a lot of guys off the Miami bench with not a lot of at-bats for the year, but they have made the most of them. Guys like Long, and we saw Torres last inning as well. Pitch, a breaking ball from Hunterovich, misses down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Virginia on the verge of going to 18-0 at home. And Virginia, going back to last season, would have won 19 straight at home. The pitch from Hunterovich. Swung on and skied right side. Anderson into foul territory. Does he have room? It appears he might. Leaping up, almost caught it. Leaning into that netting outside of first base. Ball popped off the end of his glove, but that was a heck of an effort from Ethan Anderson at first. So a ball and a strike to Jacoby Long. And Hunterovich peering in Teal, runner behind him at second. And the right-hander's 1-1. Breaking ball spun foul back off the end of the bat. And it's 1-2 to the Dwyer High School product. Jacoby Long, former Dwyer Panther. Actually spent the summer here in Virginia. Played for the Woodstock River Bandits in the Valley League for 29 games. 290 hitter. 29 hits and 100 at-bats. Even I can do that math. Next pitch up and away. Fastball missed, and Hunterovich sort of stumbling down the mound, falling off to the first base side. Something off with the footing, and then pounds the toe of his cleat into the pitching slab to get out whatever dirt was lingering. 2-2 count to Jacoby Long. Right-hander working here in the ninth and deals, and a swing and a miss. Fastball by him, and Long is out number 1. Now Ariel Garcia for the Canes. 1 out in the ninth. Cavaliers 4 in the second, 3 in the third, and then broke it wide open with 6 runs in the 6th inning. After 6 complete, Virginia led 13-0. Hunterovich from the belt, right-hander delivers, and a breaking ball strike to Garcia. No balls and 1 strike. In the Cavalier offense, not just 14 runs on 16 hits, 4 home runs for Virginia in this game. As the pitch just missed 1-1, including a multi-homer game for one Casey Sauke. Solo homer in the second, 3-run homer in the 6th. Also seen a 3-run homer from O'Donnell and a solo homer from Jake Geloff. The 1-1. Up and away, 2 balls and a strike, and not to be lost in the shuffle, Brian Edgington was fantastic. 7 innings, 1 run, walked 1, struck out 10, and allowed just 4 hits to keep the bullpen in very good shape, as Virginia will presumably be looking for a series victory tomorrow afternoon. Again, that game has been pushed back to a 3 o'clock first pitch for game 2 of the series. Pitch outside, 3 balls and a strike to Garcia. Nobody throwing behind Hunterovich. It is his inning to work through. Righty looks to second, now deals, and a swing and a miss on a fastball by him. Count is full at 3-2. Should warm up a little bit tomorrow from today when we get first pitch going. Today, 47 degrees and cloudy for the start time. Should be about 55, 56 tomorrow. Next one swung on, fouled away right side. Not a massive jump, but at least trending in the right direction. So count full on Garcia, who in the 7th struck out swinging against Virginia's Brian Edgington as the last man that he faced in this game. 3-2 pitch, spun off the end of the bat, foul. Behind the Miami first base coach. Anderson ends up going to retrieve it. That's the volunteer assistant Brandon Brewer. hands in the pockets of his big coat, and I don't think he had any interest in removing them if he didn't have to, and Anderson did in the courtesy of getting the foul ball. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball is outside, ball 4. So Garcia works a 1-out walk, and Jack Scanlon will get his second at bat of the ball game. He doubled leading off last inning as the first man Chase Hungate faced. Hungate, a run on 3 hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout. So Huderovich having to work a little bit in this 9th inning. Pitch inside, it's 1-0. This next pitch will be number 20 of the inning. Jake last worked in the Virginia Tech series in the Saturday game that Virginia lost 12-10. He allowed 3 runs, 2 earned on 3 hits. Now getting a visit from Kyle Teal, trying to help him to the finish line. Nobody throwing behind him in the bullpen. At second base, Dominic Patelli. Garcia behind him at first, 1 out. The pitch is a little bit high. 2 balls, no strikes. You know, and again, Virginia really does not want to get anybody else up in the bullpen, but you also don't want Huderovich to end up with a crazy high pitch count in this 9th inning. The 2-0 pitch. Swinging a ball, jammed over to third, caught by Geloff, who then does his best to try and drop it to have an opportunity to turn 2. Not the best sales job from Jake there. And they will call the batter out on the infield fly rule. And that is out number 2. Now to the top of the order, and Renzo Gonzalez, who pinch hit in the 8th, fly to center field. Swings and fouls a fastball back, 0-1. As now the Who's are 1 out away from taking the opener from Miami. Again, preseason poll had Miami as the projected Coastal Division champ. Virginia right behind them at second. And this is a battle of the top 2 teams in the Coastal right now. Next one swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Each team at 8-4 in league play entering tonight's game. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, no balls, 2 strikes. Jake Huderovich has Virginia 1 strike away. The pitch, swing, and he foul-tipped it. Oh no, he came up empty, but the ball popped free of Teal's glove, and then picks it up, throws to first, and that will indeed end it. So the Who's take it from Miami in dominant fashion to open up this series. A 14-2 Virginia win as the Wahoos pound out 14 runs on 16 hits. And how about Brian Edgington tonight? He will stay perfect. 6-0 on the season now with another win. 7 innings of 1-run baseball. Struck out 10, walked only 1. And again, Virginia playing errorless baseball. All 3 facets, the Who's, a really strong performance, have taken the opener from 20th ranked Miami and will go for a series win tomorrow afternoon. Again, that has been moved to a 3 o'clock start time as Virginia will look to take this series from Miami. But so far, so good with the series opening win tonight. Again, Edgington, 7 innings, just 1 run. He gets the win and is 6-0. And Miami starter Gage Zeal, 4 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. He will take the loss and drop to 4-4 in the season. Interestingly enough, Zeal, 8 starts. He has taken a decision in all 8 as he is now 4-4. And there was no save in the ball game tonight. Again, Miami final line, 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 8 runners left on base. Virginia 14 runs on 16 hits, no errors, and 4 runners left on base. Individually for Virginia, a number of guys with big days to the plate, but it starts with Casey Sauke and a 2-homer day. 2 for 4, 4 RBIs, and had to feel really good for Sauke, who had been slumping a bit at the plate. 3-hit day for Griff O'Farrell. He is 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Homers also in the game for Ethan O'Donnell, who went 2 for 5, 3 RBIs and a run scored, and Jay Geloff, who went 2 for 5, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. It was also a multi-hit game for Kyle Teal, who goes 2 for 5, a double and a run scored. Ethan Anderson, 2 for 5, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. And Harrison Didowick, 2 for 3, a hit by pitch and 2 runs scored. A ball game that took 2 hours and 47 minutes to be played. Done so in front of a paid attendance of 3,033 tonight. With the win, Virginia improves to 26-4, 9-4 in the ACC, and have matched the longest home winning streak in program history, as they have now won 19 straight at Disharoon Park and improved to 18-0 at home this season. With the loss, Miami drops to 20-10 overall, 8-5 in the ACC. They are now 2-7 on the road this season. Again, Virginia 26-4 through its first 30 games, 9-4 in the ACC, and will go for a series win tomorrow here at Disharoon Park. At 3 o'clock first pitch, we'll have it for you on 1070 AM, 98.9 FM, anywhere at WINA.com. And, of course, you can listen to every Virginia baseball game, as you might be doing right now, through the Virginia Sports app all season long. That game will feature Nick Parker making a start for Virginia. His return after a couple of weeks and the injury against Florida State. 3-0 with a 4.32 earned run average. He will be opposed by right-hander Alejandro Rosario, who is 2-3 with an ERA of 8.27. Again, that is a 3 o'clock first pitch. Hope you will join me at that time. But for tonight, we are out of time. Big thanks to everybody who helped make our broadcast possible, and for everybody involved. I'm Channing Poole saying I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and I know you enjoyed the result. One final time, our final score from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park. Virginia 14, Miami 2. Until tomorrow, a 3 o'clock first pitch for Game 2 of the series. Thanks for listening, everybody.